There's this whole conversation about the sound, and you've mentioned it, and I don't know where the thing came from, where people are like, what is our sound? And so people have this conversation about the sound, people have conversations about language, maybe should we sit? And so we have a situation where a lot of our artists make music that when you're making it to cross. You're like, I need to make my music and I'll sing in English so that it can be played on MTV, right? I'm trying to cross. And people forget that when you're making music, number one, you're making it for an audience, right? And so you know your audience, you understand your audience. When those Nigerians are making those songs, they're not hoping they get to Kenya. Like the guy is singing in a language we're not hearing, we don't know what it means, we don't know what gobe is, but he makes good music. After it gets accepted by his people, who are many, and so they're able to sustain him, it will cross because it's good music, right? So here we spend time trying to be like, oh, I need to make music that guys will understand. I mean, and you make music that's so far from your people than over here. Because when you look at the Kenwa Marias, when you look at the Osogowinyos, when you look at these guys who do traditional music, their music knocks. Their fans are there. They have shows every week. They sell 100,000 copies of their CDs on River Road. They make money because they're not trying to make money that will cross the music to cross to UG. They're not trying to send it to them. They're like, I know the guys in Machakos, all 50,000 of them speak Kikamba, and they like the sound of this particular string instrument. Once I put that, I go. If you think about all the music that you like that's African, in my opinion, like Africans where music came into our culture is we used to have the drums and thingy and we dance. So number one, if you're an African and you don't make music for people to dance, you're stupid. Like what are you doing? Like people ask me, well, the music we have is not an expression, it's like, it's a dancing thing. We want to go and dance. Make music that Africans can dance to. It doesn't matter what language.
I think a lot of artists these days don't research about the music industry, and I think that really bothers me. You want to send me your music, but you only want to send me the song, not a 3-piece. So how am I supposed to essentially sell you on radio if you're not even selling yourself to me? And I think that really bothers me because the internet is like at your disposal. Research, find out how exactly am I supposed to send a song to a radio presenter to forward it to a head of radio so that my song can get spins.
But Mandy, doesn't that go back into the music industry?
Yeah, the
Yes,
system
it
that
does.
is
The start.
Like, but
if someone is not teaching you as an artist
But-
to do these things, how will you know how to do
But
it?
earlier I said
You as an artist, you just want to make music.
Yeah,
You don't care about
Just
a
love
3-piece.
it.
And I agree with you on that, but I guess you can say that's the downside. Like we're living in that digital world where you can find out about this information. You know what I mean? So I think also artists should take responsibility as much as we want those systems
I think Mandy, on this one, I'm sorry, I can't agree with you on this one.
That's fine.
Because from my interaction with artists and like I mean, being one and interacting with all levels of them, it's like the common strain I have seen in artists.
Which is?
They do one thing at a time.
Okay.
If we make music, we make music.
Okay.
Our only problem is we want shows. 3-piece,
you're asking a lot.
you can see that that's not the way. The world does not occur to them that way. The world occurs to them in a particular kind of way. This is what we do.
And you
Okay.
should respect it.
I agree, but the least you can do is send me a 3-piece. And let's just get that
Land
out
that
of the way.
fast.
So if you're trying to send Miss Mandy music,
If you got music that's live, people will support you. But you also have to look at a lot of people who are putting music that's not live. You can tell from the start. It's a copy and paste. You can tell. So don't be mad when people react the same way. I think there's very unoriginal music, and if it is original, you don't see it because whoever's a gatekeeper, like I said before,
a
feels like you're
journalist,
paying me
yeah.
to put this on because it's what you get. What I'm saying.
and
It's very-
incidentally, even in those other evolved markets, somebody had to pay somebody to get spins on radio.
Sure, of
It
course.
was never the artist having that
100%.
conversation and dealing with a journalist's ego.
Well, yeah.
There's
And the
a
artist
person,
didn't go to bitch about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Different your presenters.
right? Because for us, it's like this thing. It's so real. It's structural. Is a real thing. Like the absence of system means that an artist has to engage with a gatekeeper. A gatekeeper asks you to justify. An artist cannot justify. By the time they have created the body of work and presented it, it is self-justifying. That's the end of that's their part in the equation. It's like if we just the food chain, like it's not the work of beans to end up being like in a salad. Beans grow. I've grown. I'm a bean. I have finished my purpose on earth. I am now a bean in Asia. You who's like taking it, right? It's the chef's work to be like, if I put this bean and put some pepper, it's somebody else to transform this into something. And that's really been lacking. So the bean can't like implode into a salad. Come on. Yeah, I think so. And I do agree. Me, I want a sound. I think we need a sound. I think we need a sound that 300 million East Africans can plug into and be like, this is our thing. I think we need a sound. I think language is the real thing, and I think the way the culture here, with people consume entertainment, it could work. Imagine you guys think about the first P Square video you ever watched, when they had cornrows and they were just over there trying to be what's his name? Asha,
yeah,
right? And then the sound kept evolving, and then they found something that was more organic and true to themselves, right? And then they started to do this thing, and they didn't need to be any version of anybody but themselves, and the system works, and then now you have the music.